What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. So I just finished watching the first episode of Echo. My reaction will be under my YouTube memberships if you are new here and you do not know what that is. It is a few special perks for members only, and I've got 2 levels of memberships over there. Level 1 is for $2.99 and you get priority replies from me, special polls and live streams, and level 2 is for $4.99 and you get everything that level 1 has. Plus, you get all of my reactions to all of the shows I watch, any movies I watch, and all of my uncut Try Not to Laugh. So if you want to see my reaction to this episode, along with the rest of them, once I watch them, you're going to have to be a member. But, so, this was weird. This was weird. It wasn't horrible. It wasn't bad, but it was weird. Okay, so, she is native. She comes from a native family. They're based out of Wyoming. And it starts off with her and her little cousin when they were little girls. Cousin is telling her a story about the people of Choctaw, the Choctaw people. And we see, like, it's almost like they're underground. They're all like coming out of I don't know where. And they're coming out of I don't know where, and then in the middle there's like this little pool of water. Apparently this water has powers. So then everything started to shake, everything kind of crumbled. Then you see them all standing outside, and while they were in this cave, they are very, very dark. They look like they're made of clay, but they're people, but they are clay looking. And they go outside after the woman's name is Chafta. They're outside now, and they're all kind of shedding like this stuff that was on them, and now they look like regular people, and they look different. It's like a switch of 1 minute I don't know, it was kind of weird the way that they switched it. Like they looked one way, like the girl's hair was pulled back or something, and as they're shedding, they just look like they're made over. Like it was weird the way they did that. But anyway, so the little girls are talking, and they're in a tent outside at their family's house. And in this vision, in this little scenario, the woman, before they go out, there's this bird that flies. I don't remember if it was on her shoulder, her hand, or something. There's a point to that bird. So, now I don't know. It makes me wonder if their grandmother is part of this Choctaw. I guess this is what their lineage is. Anyway, so they're outside playing around, and Maya and her cousin Bonnie, they're in this tent while her mom and dad are in the house. So then they go outside. They go inside the house. It's raining. Maya wants hot chocolate. Mom tells her that she doesn't have any. She'll go to the store and ask Maya to go with her. It's raining. It's pouring. I kind of saw it coming. They get into a car accident. That's how Maya loses her leg, right? So Maya at first, I guess, doesn't know that her mom is gone. But before this happens, her grandmother goes off with the grandfather, and the mom, as they're leaving the house, she sees that same bird that the girls were talking about. And then she gets this sense of uneasiness, like she's in the car rubbing her hands, and she's just, her husband looks at her, he's like, what's going on? She's like, I don't know. Like she felt that something was going to happen. And of course, we saw what happened. You probably saw or didn't see. But anyway, not to make this super long, but so then from there, the cousins get separated. Then we see how Maya begins to learn. I guess she's in either MMA, kickboxers, whatever her dad has her in. That's how she learns how to fight. Her dad seemed like he was into some shady stuff because, of course, something happens to her dad. It was like this weird cut that happens from when they were little girls. They get separated. She's in there. Then who I'm assuming is Kingpin walks into the gym and says Bonnie, and she looks up and smiles at him, so she clearly knows who he is. But we see her dad exchanging some type of envelope, so he looks like he's already into some shady stuff, right? So then it has like this really weird cut, and they get separated because the grandmother is upset that, I'm assuming it's her daughter, she feels that it's the dad's fault. Should have never been dealing with him, whatever. So the cousins got separated. And it was kind of messed up. Like, her cousin was kind of like running after the car, and they just didn't let them, it was just sad. So anyway, there was this really weird cut with her being an adult. And all of a sudden she shows up at the gym where her father works at, where she used to, fight and practice or whatever. And there's some guy in there that looks like a ninja, but he ends up being someone else. And she sees her father getting sliced up with a sword, and so then that happens. So something weird happens where then there's another weird cut, and she's in what looks like a motorcycle dealership. She puts her hairband on the gas, I guess, on the handle, and she lets the bike just fly through the window because at this point she's surrounded by cops, and then she's just standing there. And I'm just like, what was the point of that? That was a little pointless to me. Then Kingpin shows up to go get her, and all the cops are just looking at him like, yo, you know who that is, type of thing, which was weird. So then he ends up wanting to get her out of trouble, but instead gets her into his business. So there's no good that comes out of that. Now, apparently all this happened because Fisk's properties are getting hit. So then Daredevil shows up because she's got to do a job with security, and Daredevil shows up and she's fighting with Daredevil. And then all of a sudden they're fighting for a while, and then he disappears. Then there's another weird cut. Then we realize that Kingpin is her uncle. That's what she calls Kingpin, uncle. So then she's fighting what looks like the dude that she saw hurting her dad, and it ends up being Hawkeye. And Hawkeye tells her something, and I'm just like, uh-oh, what? It's just so weird how all of this happened. And then he basically tells her, your boss is the one who called the shot on your dad, type of thing. She's like, no, you're lying. So then we see another cut where Kingpin is clearly hurt, and she ends up shooting him. And now she's basically after, I don't know if she thinks she's going to go after his whole operation. I don't know, but it was weird because we don't know what happened between her being young and her as an adult, and there's like clearly a whole lot of stuff missing within that. Where has she been? How has she survived? They don't show her dad again until this happens with her dad. Then I feel like there's so much missing. I'm hoping that they kind of retract back to those spaces, because I feel like there's a lot of spaces. So then when we see Kingpin hurt, we don't know what the hell happened with Kingpin. He just is limping towards her. He looks like he's hurt, and then she shoots him. So then she ends up going back to Wyoming to her grandmother's house. But she's trying to lay low. She doesn't want anybody to know she's there. She ends up seeing her cousin from a distance, but doesn't say anything to her. While she's at her grandmother's house, she runs into her cousin Biscuits. And then she's basically like, look, don't let anybody know that I'm here. Don't even tell her that I'm here, type of thing. So while she was sleeping, something happened to her. She apparently ends up, we see another cut where she's running in between these two tractor trailers and she's hurt. And it's just like, well, what the hell happened to her? It's so weird. Like, these cuts are just so strange. And then at one point we just see all these things happening with her being in different places and different fights and different things. And it's just like, it was kind of all over the place. This is just me, my opinion. You guys can feel however you want about it. But it was just like, it was just a whole ball of a lot of stuff. I don't know. And then, so she ends up getting stitched up. She goes to this guy at a skating rink who she knows, the DJ. The DJ takes her to this private undertaker that they have to fix her up because she sewed herself up with floss, out of all things. And anyway, so they get to the skating rink where this guy works at, and there's a shady dude that works at the front who is clearly into some shady stuff because he texts someone letting him know that he might have some intel on, what happened to Kingpin after he sees Maya. So I'm like, who is this dude tied into? So anyway, but Maya is sitting here acting like she's got beef with her cousin, so she doesn't want to talk to her cousin. Her cousin, I think, now is an EMT or a firefighter or something. So she goes there not only to talk to the guy to get stitched up, but because she wants him to help her get a trailer from Fisk Properties or something like that. Just send them a message, something. And then, of course, we see that obviously Kingpin is pretty alive, barely, but that's how the episode ended. So I was just, I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna watch the rest of it, but I can't say that I really care for this first episode like that. Like, the fight scene that she had with the security guards, or with the Kingpin dudes, when she was beating up all the security guards, that was a pretty cool fight. But at some points you saw that it looked like it was choreographed. It wasn't, I don't know, that's just my opinion. Like, it looked like it was choreographed. It was, I mean, obviously it is. But do you guys know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't look, it kind of took me out of the fight a little bit. If you guys know what I'm talking about, it kind of, you can kind of see how they were moving around. I don't know. It was just a little, I don't know. Then the fight scene with Daredevil was all right. Daredevil was cool. Hawkeye we saw here, but I don't know if he's going to come back in the other episodes. I didn't watch Hawkeye, but obviously, from what I understand, Kingpin got introduced to us through the Hawkeye series. So maybe this isn't the last time that we see Hawkeye. But anyway, yeah, this episode, I don't know, this first episode was just all over the place. I've got tons of questions, and I'm hoping that the rest of the episodes give me the answers. But anyway, leave your comments down below. Let me know if you enjoyed the review. Let me know if you guys watched the first episode with me. What do you guys think? Do you feel like I do? Do you agree, disagree? What do you think is happening here with all of this stuff that happened in this first episode? Give me your thoughts. I'm curious to know what you guys think. And if you haven't done so, please subscribe to my channel, hit like, share, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you guys can get notified whenever I pop up on your feed. I'll see you guys later. Toodles!